Back to the Jesse Rucinski show. My God, I hate that stupid
I know
bit.
that. And
Anyway,
that pop up.
see, I thankfully at least don't have that damn problem. Every time.
Yeah, I have the pop up. So the
Everything
first shot of me on your show is always, you know, I'm fixing it.
Like it was perfectly fine. It says like it lets you know there's a thing right there. Recorded.
Yeah,
God.
exactly. It says recording right in the corner.
Anyway,
Secretly recording this on Zoom.
Ski week, part 3 of Skis week. I think this is part 3.
Yeah.
I'm not good.
Yeah.
I'm not good with numbers.
We did Monday and Wednesday. Now this is the Friday show. Yes, it's 3.
So instead of doing the best of the rest, we're just going to go over the best of some bullshit because there's lots of it, but there's 2 really big ones. But first, I'm disappointed in you. Crystal, I know you're going to listen to this too when it comes out. I'm disappointed in you. I'm disappointed in you, Mom and Dad, even though he'll never listen to this shit. Because why would he? How does no one, like Meg, no one, how the hell did everyone miss that I got my freedom back 3 years ago?
The internet
when that worthless
like
bitch,
I searched that date repeatedly.
No, 3 years ago today, that worthless, philandering, cheating, shitty, scummy, I hope your family's listening right now, worthless bitch packed her shit and got up and walked out the motherfucking door.
Okay, then.
Hopefully you're listening.
Significant in your world, but none of us knew what exact date that happened on.
Y'all should know these things. If I can remember people's birthdays that I don't ever celebrate, then y'all could get that. I mean, hell, Meg came down specifically for that. Like,
remember what date my husband left? You remember what date I took my alcoholic wall punching obnoxious husband out?
But see, you didn't tell me that any of that happened until the date you actually got divorced. So in my defense, you were like, Mom said, here, what Heather wants to talk to you. Like, what? You don't have to say you can say I told you so. Bitch, what are you talking about? What? Like, see, you didn't tell anyone. Like, you were saying you were threatening her life. Everyone was threatening her. I'll kill her. Everyone was just mad around mine. No one knew about it.
Well,
you didn't tell me about it.
I told everybody. I didn't wait until the divorce was finalized. The day I kicked him out, because when he was driving off with his first load of his crap, I was walking up to Mom's. Yeah, and Megan just happened to be there, so the whole family got to find that thing.
Hey, but I didn't find out until like.
Yeah, you don't remember what date that is, and I didn't talk to you about. I didn't find out anything until like Meg's wedding.
I didn't find out about that date. Like, you found out the day that you guys managed to watch. I don't even know how the hell you guys managed to pull that off next to each other as your file. Like, I don't know how the hell you guys pulled off that.
He sobbed and cried like a little bitch.
We're walking out. He's walking in like
signed the papers and shoved them over at him like just sign and get this over with.
See, so you kept me in the dark. Like, you kept me in the dark until it was official.
I didn't keep you in the dark until it was official.
Yeah, you did. I was in my
defense.
In my defense, I was a horrible communicator back then. I was a grumpy, mean, shitty human being. I think I'm much better now. What? Know why? Because the bitch left. Because the bitch didn't come back the very next day. The bitch didn't come back. Hopefully she's a goner. The bitch came back. Didn't come back. Hopefully she stays away. Well, it's okay. Now if
Drew kept trying to come back.
Drew always says he listens. Here we go. Perfect opportunity. Please, for the love of God, tell your whole family to listen. Hell, tell her to listen. Tell her I'm doing it. I don't give up. That worthless, philandering, scummy, shitty waste of space, communist, narcissistic, sociopathic pile of dog shit. That is one big pile of shit. Thank you, Ian Malcolm. Thank you. Now I know what he was talking about in Jurassic Park. Her. Her. In fact, I probably have an email from her right there.
Not just the dino poop.
That is one big pile of shit. Yes. Yes, she is. Want to know how you know? a quick topic here, just to open it up. Narcissism. Why? When you're going around behind your spouse's back for forever and he's calling you out on it and you're lying about it, why do you have to turn around and, I don't know, tell all your friends, your family members, your coworkers, everything, that he's trying to get anything that walks with a pulse when the guy doesn't even leave his house while you're out being a scumbag? Why? Why do you have to ruin someone else's life just to make yourself feel better?
Whatever they accuse you of is what they're doing. Like cheaters always accuse the other person of cheating. Like
why?
Every time.
Why do you have to give people that many dirty looks?
I have no idea why they do it, but cheaters, like, I don't know. I mean, the way Dane Cook went over it when he was talking about, the sneaking in, the sneaky floorboards, that whole bit he does. He said that you get so paranoid about trying to keep your secret that you're
losing your shit.
Wondering if your spouse is doing the same thing. You start getting paranoid about that, and you start getting suspicious when it's all in your own head.
Didn't you know?
You think them doing the same stuff you're doing to hide your secret, and it gets in your own head.
Here's my own,
they mess themselves up.
For all my friends on here that say they listen, I know none of you do. But let's go down the list. Amanda Hoshnick, how the hell you pronounce that? I don't know. Formerly known as Amanda Taylor, you met her. Savannah. All the moms on the Little League team that said hello to me. Michelle, the bartender. All of my friends' wives. Crystal and Dave's daughter. He was like 14 when Sammy started accusing her of it while she was out being a scunt. And yet I'm the one getting the crazy looks from everybody out in town, even though they knew exactly what she was doing. Like, it's okay. Shitty people follow shitty people. It's a vicious circle of shit. And here I am 3 years later. I mean, look at me. I got all this. And no more to give. I got all this. Got some shows. You got your thing. You have dying necrotic tissue in your leg. We're all smiles.
Yes, I got that.
You have your sobriety.
Necrotizing granulomas. Yes, sobriety. A year and a half of sobriety. 7 months of sobriety.
Because, I mean, hey, you had to go and outdo me with my microgranular manuloma that smelled like a rotten corpse on my hand. You had to go and have like necrotizing.
My legs smell so bad.
You had to have necrotizing manuloma. Manulomas, by the way, people smell like they smell the note, like it is straight sulfuric. Something is dying wherever it's happening. Trust me, you will know. Poke it with a needle.
Yes.
See what comes out, because you're going to know immediately.
I have necrotizing granulomas. And my leg smells. It's bad. Like I check the blankets all the time because the whole time that my drain was in, I couldn't clean the litter boxes as often as I do, just because it hurt to get down, especially on the living room, get down on my knees to do it. It hurt like an SOB. But you have that much plastic tubing shoving into a swollen, inflamed section of your leg. It's painful.
It hurts.
So
it hurts like a son bitch.
One of my two cats is really, really picky about her litter box. And if it's not clean per specifications, she will piss on the living room blankets or on my bed. So since the door of the bedroom is shut off, every time I go to get on the couch, if I've gone out to breakfast, somebody actually got me out of the house, or I've been up here filming, I haven't been down there, I smell the blankets to check them, make sure that it's safe before I touch them.
Mine.
And the other day I sniffed it. I was like, oh my God, it smells like my leg. I was like, so needs washed. Oh my God.
Yeah. Like, doesn't matter what I do. Grim's just a dick. You've met she's a sweetheart.
As long as I keep up on the clean and she doesn't do it. Yeah. It's just if the boxes are not clean to her specifications, she gets pissed off, and then I
could clean it. 10 minutes later, I'll turn around, she'll just be pissing on the wall. Like, everyone calls me crazy.
Mine don't do that. Mine are good as long as I keep it clean.
Mine's a dick.
Doesn't give a crap. Like, she'll go in there right after her sister uses it and it's nasty. She don't care. But Toothless is super picky and it has to be clean. But like the instant I finish cleaning it, she's in there. She's like, mine. Yes.
Mine's kind of a dick. She's a loving dick.
Yeah.
She's a dick.
Yeah, she's that's her way of telling me I need to clean the litter box if I don't do it, which is not pleasant, but at least it's as long as I keep up on it, she doesn't. So most of the time, it's a very rare occasion that I have an issue.
That's why Buster's bed isn't in here, because everything will be completely clean. She'll just walk in here and piss on it just for the sake of it, and we'll walk away. And she looks at me. She waits until I'm looking too. Like I see her just looking at it. Suddenly, then you see the little shimmy they do, and they run like hell.
The first time she did it when I wasn't paying attention. That was on Lacey's old bed, so I just threw it away because I already ordered a new one for Christmas. It just wasn't here yet. I was like, I'll be here in a couple days, whatever. But then she gets the new bed, and this freaking cat, first thing she does is over in Papa's spot and it's like, I grabbed her and I threw her into the litter box upstairs in the bathroom, and I shut the bathroom door and trapped her in there. Only it didn't actually trap her. Like 10 minutes later, she's walking through the living room. I'm like, how the fuck did you open that door?
Yeah, don't worry.
So I have a Houdini cat.
My cat hasn't figured that out. Normally that's because I'm standing there going, what? Try me. What I wish a mother would. Like, try me, Grim. Why? No matter how fast you run, I have always caught you.
Yeah.
And you have always found the inside of that litter box.
I locked her in with the litter box, or at least I thought I did.
No, it's not my fault. You bought
her, and then I went to make dinner. I was like, I'll leave her in there like an hour or so just to get the point across and let her out.
Should have named it Harry.
Dinner, turn around, walking across the living room.
Hey. Harry. Should have named it Harry.
Well, she's toothless. I mean, that dragon was pretty skilled. She is named after the dragon. No, she's not named after her uncle. Sorry. She is definitely named after the dragon.
Have you ever seen me angry?
You're only partly toothless.
Have you ever seen me angry?
Not since you've lost your tooth.
I legitimately, but you saw it before. I legitimately turned into a fire-breathing dragon.
Yes.
He gets mad. Why?
It's a family trait. We all do that.
That's like 6 years of piss coming out and just clear the. To quote Bray Wyatt, run. What? Run. Just run. Like, why? Run. Why? If I'm gonna, what?
Y'all have that trait.
I think I mastered it
most
better.
people think I'm like so delicate and sweet and like, they have no fear of me. And then on the very rare occasion that I get genuinely pissed off, people like literally run away, like grown-ass men. Like, it's bad. I'm like, there's that whole other side. You don't want to see it.
And when we're talking about the whole sobriety thing, you're 7 months. Congratulations. Fun fact, she came down to see me once. Next week, sobriety. Look how hard and long you were going. You
something
came down
about
to see
finishing
me
that
once.
whole case of beer I bought down there in 2 days. And then finishing off a bottle and a half of wine that night, like after I finished the case.
Hey, I'm gonna finish off a whole case by the end of today.
I legit woke up. Yeah, I legit woke up and was like, what the hell did I do last night? I had no idea.
What was the wine?
According to my YouTube playlist, I had been doing some Linkin Park karaoke. I have no recollection of this.
It was the wine. The wine gets you.
Yeah.
Like
a bottle and a half. When I was like, I'm just gonna have 1 glass of wine with my dinner. I was like, I was gonna have.
If you already drank all that,
if you already drank all that beer,
and then you already drank all that beer.
I was gonna have 1 beer with lunch. I wound up having 3 beers that were the last 3 from the case. It was all that was left of it.
Shit. We've been recording for 14 seconds.
I'm just gonna have 1
2.
glass of wine with dinner. Next thing I know, I'm waking up, puking my guts out. I drank a whole bottle and a half. I'm like,
I mean,
I might have a problem.
I mean, I'll be back being good next week. This week.
Yeah,
not so much.
I was 15 minutes late to work that day too. Like I couldn't stop vomiting long enough to take a shower and get ready.
Hey, I was there before, and I had
15 minutes isn't a lot, but
when I had like my heat casualty moment.
When you're as close to work as I am.
Yeah, 15 minutes when you only have to walk 15
as close
feet.
To work as I am, you should never be a minute late.
You have a minute for every foot
you
have
late.
to walk. Okay, every foot you have to walk past your staircase.
Yeah.
Oh, and a quick shout out.
How close I'm like the fact that I can throw a rock and hit the building that I work at from my roof.
I could do that with my left arm.
I should not be late to work ever.
I could do that with my left arm from your roof.
Because Yeah, I could not stop puking long enough to take a shower and get ready. I
Hey,
was so sick that
hey,
day.
I was there, except I was nice and hydrated, and then heat casualties thing, and suddenly like I was tripping acid and everything looked like that painting behind you. Now what? Something wrong. Keep running. Okay. I
I,
shot up. I
I was
vomited for 45 straight minutes. Stop.
uh,
Nonstop. Sorry.
last time I did that was when I had the vertigo. It had nothing to do with drinking, but yeah, no, that day I was sicker that day than I have been on occasions when I polished shot full bottles of Jameson by myself. But the fact that I weigh 115 pounds and have had occasions when I finish off an entire bottle of Jameson by myself multiple times, also a bad sign.
Hey, if it helps. I mean, Terry, you've heard her name, right? She'll never listen to this. Yeah. None of them will. I mean, she's got a little bit more than a drinking problem, let's say. And I was drinking like the 9%ers. I was, yeah. And then suddenly it's like, we're coming over. I'm like, oh no. And then Hannah gave us both like 4 double shots of Jameson back to back to back to back in 10 minutes. And they left so that everyone could get ready to go out. And then she said, by the time we hit the door, when Terry was upstairs, oh. I was like, what? So I outdrank an alcoholic? Yeah. And then I kept drinking. I woke up fine the next morning. Like, but I don't drink every day. Yeah. Thank you, liver. Finally bounced back. Yeah. But congratulations on all those months. That is a good number. That is a lot of number. That is a number I will never be to.
Yes. A year and 7 months. So
sorry. Maybe I'll make 17 days.
2 years in October. I'll be at a full year in October. Best decision I ever made was best decision that Mama T ever made for me was getting me through that first meeting.
Hey.
But yeah, well,
she's good at that.
Not myself to Mama T. I told Jason that I dumped all my booze, and he was like, "Yeah, you don't want to do this alone. You're gonna go talk to my mom." And
why dump it all? Like, you could have like put it in a box and told you know who to bring it all down to me, even though I don't think she came down after that weekend.
Yeah. So, but
you're crazy bitch.
No, I dumped all of it except for the expensive bottle of wine that we got as a wedding gift when I got married.
I did that once.
I gave to Jason and was like, "Hey, it's still supposed to age for another like 10 years or some shit." But
I did that
you
once.
Can take that.
I don't mean I gave someone my alcohol. I mean I got married once. I hope for
both of us.
I hope this is the one. And I hope this is the one where he listens. You're like, I'll get the bro. Like what? She's never gonna hear it. And if she does, guess what? Today is the last day that, with all of my stacks of proof that I have, because I have this thing called a good legal defense team, thanks to Darcy. I didn't drag your ass to court. I didn't sue him. I didn't sue you. I didn't sue your family members and friends that told you to leave me, because that's all they had to do in order for me to sue their asses. You're not losing your family doesn't hate you, your friends don't hate you, your boss who you text about it doesn't hate you. You don't have to start paying me every month and him, which means you won't be able to pay for your car payment, which means you lose your car. And then, oh, wait, if you can't pay for the mortgage at the townhouse, guess what she put in the paper? She has to pay for the losses. Legally.
Nice.
Done. Which means I really, really, really could have buried her. I really could have. Had 100% all the legal right and proof. But guess what? I'm not a cunt. I don't have to bury someone else just to make myself feel better about me. She can go and live her miserable life working at Taco Bell for forever. Look at me now.
Mine was so easy. It wasn't even funny. I never even met my lawyer. I literally got divorced online.
I met her lawyer.
The lawyers were somewhere in Erie, Pennsylvania. It's like a 6-hour drive away from here or something.
His last name was
Never
Cox.
met them. But
her lawyer's last name was Cox.
Yeah. We did everything online. It was super easy.
But for all you people that think I don't have a heart, look at all the things I just said that I could have done and I would have legally won. But I didn't. Because I don't need to stoop to her level to feel good about me. And shit, I'm on a podcast with my sister. My sister's got a podcast. I got another podcast that's doing kick ass. Things are going really, 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 really good. Even with me getting run over considered. I don't need to stoop to the level.
Oh, 1 second. I gotta plug this thing in.
Watch out, she's on the run. She's on the run. It's not that fast.
Well, I was at 98% when we started, so I probably don't need the charger, but considering what happened last time, I'm plugging the charger in.
I handled it very well. So I just boom, like, apparently she's gone. Don't you come back no more, no more, no more, no more. Like,
I didn't get like a, normally
10% warning.
Other than Zoom, I get like that, warning at like 15%,
10%, 5%.
So I would have,
turn your shit
like
off.
if I had seen those coming up, I would have been like, okay, I gotta wrap up my part of this at least to get off, because even with the charger plugged in, my phone's dying. But it didn't give me any warnings. Nothing popped up. It just went black. I was like, that's not good.
Well, you go back and watch and listen and tell me, because I was apparently she's gone. What we have here is a failure to communicate. Someone having an attitudinal
I got zero warning. It did not pop up. The no 15%, no nothing. It didn't pop up. Didn't make no noises. Just black. Just black. I was like,
by the way, world.
And I tried logging in on Zoom on my tablet to try to, get back to you, and it was like, tell me my password is wrong.
No, hey, I had quit. What?
I only use like 3 passwords for anything in my entire life. You cannot tell me all of them are wrong.
Hey, it lasted like another 2.5 minutes, most of which I was just trying to wrap like, well, she's gone. Only on the Jesse Rucinski show. The people just drop off the face, gone. See you later, bye. Thanks for stopping by. Last time I saw, only senators freak out like that and walk off. And they're all Democrats at that. But damn it, now that we're past me doing that.
There was no walking off. It was just my phone just,
I've had enough of this.
I just died. I'm like,
Your phone was like
there's a reason there's a charger plugged into you right now. You're not supposed to do that.
See, your phone quit. Now we'll move on before it goes and just says, screw it, you vanished. Let's move into this shit. First one. Critical race theory. We can throw the 1619 project, but it's the same stupid shit.
Yeah, it's all,
I can say shit because she dropped an F-bomb already. So we have broke the fourth wall, and it wasn't me this time.
I'm sorry. I kind of use the F word like a comma.
Hey,
the problem.
Want me to raise up a little bit, man? Nope. It's too late. There could be people with children watching. When I say that, I mean there's no one with children watching. Better not be. You should be listening to that shit on Spotify. I make money on that. Don't look at my ugly mug. Not Hannah's ugly mug. Well, now if she listens to this, that's going over wrong because she's not even going to understand that. The restaurant
anymore.
The old restaurant, Hannah's ugly mug. Shit. I'll just set myself up to get punched in the back of the head. The always popular.
She's not open no more.
Always popular. I wouldn't hurt you.
Yeah, she's not a hammer. She doesn't know.
Okay. And the always popular. What? Like I wouldn't hurt you. Like no, there's a different. What you couldn't. But I got ran over by a couple of tons. I went flying through the air. Boom! I was walking a couple of weeks later. I was like, and that sucked. So yeah, but see, there we go. I just screwed myself there. Thank God. Don't worry, she doesn't listen. This will be the one time. Like what? Look, Hannah's ugly mug, huh? Shit. Like someone get me a picture.
A restaurant in Whitehaven.
Damn it!
It was when we were growing up. Just so we're clear. The sign's still like right there. I could probably lean out my window and take a picture of it.
If it helps.
It hasn't been that for. It has not been that for some time now. Like it went from being Hannah's ugly mug to being the ugly mug. They took out the name to Trailside. Now it's for sale again. So.
Yeah.
But even on the West
Not
Trail
you.
side, they never took down the mug sign.
Not you. Not you. Don't worry. Again, months from now, she'll listen to it. Ugly mug, mother. Huh? I'm like, nope. Where's what?
Not what I
Not your ugly mug. Shit. Run! But I can still outrun anybody for at least 200 yards. My knee brace is on. What? I'm gone.
Behavior thing. You have to be from Whitehaven to get it.
See, I didn't even. Damn it. See, it's good that I thought about it as it was coming out of my mouth. You're sitting there just watching the words going. Yep, I'm about to get punched in the face. Yeah, screw it. She doesn't listen, but a lot of good. I mean, a lot of good things. Finally, critical race theory, and I'm still trying to figure out how like the 1619 projects even like being adopted to like that's when America was founded. Like, so let me get this straight. We were a British colony.
Time magazine thing. Like, I don't know, something from New York Times magazine.
Yeah, get it right. New York Times.
I
16
also have something from New York magazine wound up doing something that we're actually trying to use in our schools. Like that doesn't even make sense.
Like, yeah, I mean, the people might have got here.
It went way big for something from New York Times magazine publication.
We were a British colony then, by the way. And if we're going to get like really technical, I hate to steal one from the Hodge twins because you know, I can't go and go, yeah. It's okay, my video doesn't get monetized, so
yeah.
But do you really think in this day and age, right? 1619, since the country was founded and all that, that it was a bunch of white guys in the United States getting on boats and getting scurvy and everything else they had to deal with, going over there and hunting down these people to bring them over here to be slaves. Like, y'all need to be mad at y'all's own ancestors because they were the ones going to other tribes, capturing your ass and selling you. It wasn't us.
Yeah, enemy tribes were warring with each other. That was how they got rid of their enemies. Just shipped them off to be slaves.
Guess what? It wasn't us. For anyone that has a brain, it was
either that or kill them. You know.
Hey, we're not allowed to talk about stuff like that.
That was their solution.
But guess what? That's my whole theory on the 1619 project. It wasn't even like 1619, but nowhere near when we were us. We weren't in control of it. We weren't chasing y'all down. And guess what? My Irish people are the ones
magazine
that were slaves first. Sorry, indentured servants.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Irish people were slaves. Jews were slaves in ancient Egypt. Like slavery was definitely not new with our country.
No, America made it.
Jews were slaves in ancient Egypt. Irish people were indentured servants, which is basically a nice way of saying slaves.
According to the 1619 project, we invented slavery. I mean, damn, we're good. We invented slavery like 3,000 years after the Egyptians. Used it a lot.
Yeah, that's how they made their damn pyramids. And it's also, I don't.
That's how they made everything.
Remember who China was using as slaves at the time, but slave labor is how they built the Great Wall of China. And when the laborers died, they just kind of shoved them into the wall.
Yeah, they just buried them in the wall.
So there's all kinds of like bones and crap in the wall.
Yeah. True story, but
apparently it was a new thing with us. And when Nicole Hannah-Jones first came out with the 1619 project in August of 2019, their opening page on their website, on the online version, said the 1619 project is a major initiative from the New York Times observing the 400th anniversary of the beginning of American slavery. It aims to reframe the country's history, understanding 1619 as our true founding, and placing the consequences of slavery and contributions of Black Americans very center of our national narrative. Now, if you go to their website, they rewrote that to say, it says that it started in August of 2019, and it just leaves out the understanding 1619 as our true founding place. Like, it just cuts that out and says to reframe our country's history, placing the consequences of slavery and the contributions of Black Americans at the center of everything. Because they got so much backlash from historians saying that is not historically accurate, that is not a true fact. You cannot teach people that it's, we were British colonies. And what's really great now, if you go to their page or you pull up the 1619 Project's main website, The opening quote says, in August of 1619, a ship appeared on this horizon near Point Comfort, a coastal port in the English colony of Virginia. So it acknowledges right there in their opening page, it's an English colony. It is not part of the United States because the United States did not exist. You know, we were not a country then. We were English colonies.
I know he doesn't listen, but you people are all like, yeah. Build into the, like, nah, guys, like that was here 100 and almost 60 years before we were even a thing. Before we said no more locked doors, deal with it.
They actually had to, even the New York Times themselves, the people who authored this, actually had to go back and change it because
they love redacting things.
It does not agree with them.
They love redacting.
It's still being widely taught the original was written, but they had to go back for their own website to not get sued and crap, actually rewrite it because that is not historical fact. You cannot be teaching these lies. It's not true. It's simply not true.
Which is why I love Governor DeSantis.
In 1776, this is why I love Hillsdale College. The 1776 report.
That's why I hate
not read
HP.
The whole thing, but the President's Advisory 76 Commission. This was a commission under Donald Trump towards like the end of his presidency. This came out in January.
To make people like, I don't know, actually learn real American history, not bullshit just to push an agenda, a bunch more bullshit that's factual.
Yeah, I printed bullshit. My copy. Like they were like, the book will be orderable like starting like next month or something like that. And I was like, yeah, I'm just gonna print it now. Screw it, waste all the ink. Who cares? I have instant ink.
Thank you, HP. Because Heather can do stuff like that, and I can't because my printer came out of the box broke as.
Yeah.
And I'm not even.
Name is Weibo.
And I'm not even going to waste time getting them to replace it. I'm just going to give my money to someone else because. Fudge them. Oh wait, you already broke the fourth wall.
My printer's name is Weibo. She is my assistant.
My printer's name is. You could fill in the blanks.
Because it showed up broken and you.
Oh no, it had lots of names. Like there was many variations of the F word and pronouns. Gotta know your pronouns, especially in 2021.
Yeah.
Pronouns are everything.
Oh yeah.
That's Demi Lovato.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Anyway, but
she asked me. Because
she's sexually attracted to a toaster oven this week. Like, can you just go back and be a junkie? Why, like, your brain was functioning better then. I know it's a terrible thing to say, especially around all the people I know that have OD'd and stuff, but
like you might have gotten sober a little too late, killed too many brain cells there.
That could be it too. I don't know, but anyway,
buy sugar-free cookies. Like diabetic people should not be allowed to have cookies because. Sugar stuff makes you feel being fat.
But again, here's we go. Theory behind all that.
Back to the other stupid.
The theory behind everything in our society is set up to oppose people of color and is systemically racist. Actually, you just keep listening to people with D next to their name. That's what keeps you down. Look at all the biggest shitholes in the country.
I have the
unemployment. Poor, what's the word for poorness? What's a big fancy word for that?
Poverty?
Yeah. P. See, I'm not.
Yeah.
Poverty. Guess what? Look at the highest violent crime rate cities. 13 of the top 15 are run by Democrats. And the other two are they're independents. The only places in the country that are having mass chaos that aren't run by Democrats are run by independents. 13 to 15. I'm sorry, but that's not like that's like Joe Biden getting like 158,000 votes to no one else getting none. That's a big sign that something is wrong. Education in those cities sucks. And look what they've been run by for forever. People always talk about Jim Crow are the ones doing the Jim Crow and encourage Jim Crow and encourage slavery. and
just
opposed getting rid of slavery.
1619 project and
Communists.
yes. But yes, the 1619 project and critical race theory are both posed as anti-racist.
But they're the most racist shit on the face of the planet.
Exactly. If you actually understand how they work, they are completely racist.
It's all about racist.
And what I find is, if you read the definition of critical race theory, it says it's an intellectual movement and loosely organized framework of legal analysis based on the premise that race is not a natural, biologically grounded feature of physically distinct subgroups of human beings, a socially constructed category that is used to oppress and exploit people of color. Okay, so this is, according to this definition, critical race theory says it's not biological, it's not physical distinction, right? Except if you actually look at some of the videos that have been leaked from kids recording what they're being taught online in critical race theory courses, the teachers are hammering them until they admit that they see physical differences between people of opposite races. It's really funny. One example I saw of this. So I was watching Louder with Crowder, and they actually this black kid in, I don't know if it's an inner city or what kind of school he's in, but
probably a dump.
Obviously run by Democrats, they're pushing critical race theory, right? And yeah, so he's recording his online class with this teacher. And the teacher shows him a picture of these two girls standing back to back. One of them is a very pale, like pasty pale white girl with red hair. Like she looks super Irish. She's pale and freckly, redhead.
I knew one of those.
The other girl looks like a pale, like she's like, looks like mixed race. Like she's like that nice, pale, creamy complexion. And so she's, darker, but by black person standards, pale. You know what I mean? That creamy mix,
that thing,
mixed skin look.
Yeah.
So I mean, you could definitely tell the difference looking at them in their skin tone. And the teacher asks the student what he sees there, and he says two people chilling. And the teacher's like, "Oh, you're being coy about what you're not telling the whole story of what you see there, And keeps picking at him until the student finally says, "Are you trying to make me say that there's two different races in this picture?" And he's like, "Well, yeah, I mean, there are obvious differences here. You have to acknowledge those."
Like,
and
why?
The kid's like, "Doesn't that just reinforce the idea of racism?"
Like, that is.
I'm like, yes, thank you. The student is teaching the teacher. Thank you.
That is racism in and of itself.
What was really funny about this, because
my face.
I mean, I know Levin covered it too. I saw it a couple different places. But the funny part, why I bring up watching it on Crowder, was because Token Allen pointed out on the show live, one of their researchers sent him a link to the website with the original photograph that they used for this lesson. Those girls were twins. They had a mixed race parentage. I forget which one was which, but one of the parents was black, one was white. And they came out, they're unidentical twins. One of them looked more like the white parent, one looked more like the black parent. That's all, but they were twins. So this guy's trying to point out the racial differences, all these racial differences.
Same damn
thing. The same DNA.
Same thing.
Siblings.
That's all it is, though. It's all giant. It's just, we're gonna beat racism with more racism. Yeah.
So I mean, exactly, and they're it's a social construct. Well, yeah, when you're there as the people who determine the social constructs in a classroom, shoving it down your students' throats instead of just letting us be colorblind, it becomes a social construct.
Yep.
None of us gave a crap about skin color growing up.
We don't know all my friends. Vietnamese people, white people, Asian people. I was friends with all people. Reggie back in New Jersey before you were even a thought. See, I still remember him. Couldn't tell you what the hell he looked like, but we were friends for 4 years in New Jersey. He was black. I don't give a damn. If stupid was a race, then yes, I'm racist. I'm racist. If stupid is a race, then I'm racist because I hate stupid.
That had a fix. I almost went to prom with a black kid.
Yeah, I didn't even almost go to prom.
We were going as friends. We were friends since we met in middle school, and neither one of us had. So we're like, oh, maybe we'll go together as friends. And then he got an actual date, so I wound up going instead. But
fun fact, everybody.
Me and Marvin are friends. We're buds.
Fun fact.
The exception of the one time I beat him mercilessly with my binder because he made Jess cry. I really didn't know what was happening.
Oh, that lady that's finally that lady that's
was crying, so it was his fault. So, that was a thing.
Fun fact, though, for all of us that were just staring at her talking while she was paused. Fun fact. Went to a wedding one time. And someone asked me if he can come just as friends, even though it wasn't my wedding, which is still the damnedest thing, making sure I'm not going to call your brother. Why? It might end terribly. And now I believe you guys are more than friends. Still love you, Booth. It's like, do you love him? It's like, do you love him? Yes. Hey, he's still a good guy. He treats you well. He treats you good. I'm just saying, there was that one time where Heather was like, we're just as friends. I know how that worked out.
He treats me very well.
And if he didn't, Sasquatch is always looming somewhere.
It was just as friends on his marriage at that point. Like, takes around and shows back up and says, I've made an appointment with a couples therapist. What? Okay, just because the guy you were cheating on me with went to the beach with his actual girlfriend, that is not my problem. Like, you left me, I'm done. But all that went on that week before that wedding. So we were really just friends. He was in a confused point. It was over a year before. I still find figured out what's going on there, moved out, filed for divorce, and we started hanging out and progressively shifted from friends to being a couple.
And in my defense, at least if it turns ugly, he has it coming. Still love you, Mike.
Guys, just every woman he's ever been with has cheated on him because there's something wrong with them.
Hey,
I don't know.
Been there, done that. I even got a T-shirt.
I don't understand.
Hey, I even have a T-shirt that says "Groom" on it. I've been there, done that, and legitimately have the T-shirt. How bad is your life? How bad is your life?
That's something
You could talk about women cheating on you. You literally have been there, done that, and have the T-shirt to prove it. Mm-hmm. Like, there's a lot of been there, done that, got a T-shirt. That's one of those you're not supposed to, but damn it, I do.
But I don't understand women who cheat. Like, I don't understand anybody who cheats. Like, if you aren't happy in a relationship and you have determined that it's unfixable to the point where you really want out and want to be with somebody else, then break up with the person and then move on. Don't move on while they're still in a relationship pretending you want to work things out. Like, if you're interested in somebody else at this point, guess what? It's over. So end it. I don't understand women who feel the need. I do not understand people who feel the need to move on before ending the relationship. Like, I know ending a relationship isn't easy, but if you're feeling the need to be with somebody else, clearly your heart's not in your relationship anymore, and you should stop holding the other person, making them be loyal to you, expecting them not to cheat on you and be loyal to you. If you're done with them, let them go.
But you know what I do understand? Governor of Tennessee, Bill Lee, saying that students should learn the exceptionalism of our nation and not things that inherently divide us. Like everything they're pushing down people's throats right now. See, that was a segue back into reality.
Yes, that I do understand. I also understand Governor DeSantis of Florida saying that it's offensive to expect taxpayers to pay to teach their kids to hate their country.
Yep.
Yes.
There's a lot of them that are.
And then when they get, and I love when they attacked him and gave him the backlash for that. And his response was, "Florida students will learn historical facts, not non-empirical ideology."
I love the guy.
I love it.
Every day there's something else.
F themselves with words. Like, he tell them to go F themselves with words that they don't even understand.
How good
Yes.
is he at telling people
Yes.
to go themselves? When he's done talking, normally everyone that's there, like regular folks, like stand up and are like,
Yes.
how good are you? What to tactfully tell people to go themselves? He gets a standing ovation after he's done. And it's not his people
Yes, he
behind
does
him
it
like
tactfully,
"Woo!"
professionally, but the message still gets across. Go after yourselves.
and
Like,
and
we're
Don,
going to teach actual facts here.
and Don Jones, Republican, Freeport, Ohio, introduced HB 322. It's a legislation that would ban critical race theory, which it should be, and action civics in Ohio K through 12 curriculum. Amen. And I think there's
And,
like I think we're up
in
to
the
30.
Texas,
We're up to 16 states, I think, that are actually plus that are jumping on and doing stuff about it, which they should. That's why we are where we are because of this
the
bullshit.
Texas State Senate prohibits schools from mandating critical race theory. The bill that they passed doesn't actually mention critical race theory specifically, but it bans quasi-Marxist ideology in public and open enrollment charter schools.
Well, I mean,
So that's critical race theory. That's 1619
so-
project. Like,
so what you're trying to say is the Texas state legislation just took like, let's say, a minute steak and turned it into a whole entire uncut fillet. With that whole,
yes.
like with that just communist, race, Marxist, scummy, like they just found all the big words. Like your minute steak just turned
Yeah,
into a
just took
beautiful
all of it
fillet.
and said, not.
Uh-oh, she's getting a call. She's getting a call. You're getting a call. You muted. Kill him. Kill him. Get him. Ah, it's coming. It's the only time you mute. You're still muted. She's there.
I don't any of that.
Hey, at least I warned you. Suddenly you went off and I saw the little mute thing pop up like, what? It's coming. What's coming? It. What is it? See, everyone's going to listen to this and go, what the hell is he on? I don't know. Things are
You know
going
how many
good.
times like
Things
my
are going
phone
good.
will not ring all freaking day if I have nothing
Hey.
going on. I did not miss any calls all day
Trust
at
me.
work yesterday.
Trust
Trying
me.
to shoot a podcast. Ring, ring, ring.
Trust,
Mm.
trust, and
It's not
believe.
like it's, you know, if it said Wilkes-Barre on there, I'd be like, oh, it's my doctor's or something about my leg. No,
About
it's,
your rotting flesh.
yeah, no, it's nothing like that. It's, you know, calls from like there's some random 800 number that keeps calling me about supposedly dad's getting sued or something. It's a scam. He's not, but
Hey, did you know someone's
they're
trying to
calling
sue?
for dad, not
Hey,
for me, and I keep getting
did you know?
voicemails from them.
Apparently, I'm in some civil action that's happening to me.
Yeah.
Like again? I haven't left the house in a year and a half. Who could I piss off this? I mean,
Yeah.
well, who could I piss off? I mean, the masses.
Yeah, it's all kinds of scammery going on. I had a voicemail the other day from one of his calls I missed that was something about somebody requesting all of my tax information for the last like 5 years. I'm like, I'm sorry, but last I I'm not being audited, not the IRS.
I'm sorry. What if the IRS wanted me? They're not calling me and leaving me a voicemail. Trust and believe. They'll send you a
Exactly.
packet
That's
about
not
that
happening.
big
Not
because it's
happening.
the Fed. Trust me, they love wasting paper.
Yes.
They're not going to leave you an automated
Mhm.
message. They don't do
Yeah,
that.
that's not happening. That is obviously a scam.
People fall for it.
It's like one of these days I'm going to answer these calls and be like, you know, if you keep calling me, real lawyers are going to get involved.
Like I actually have a lawyer. If you want to talk to him, I bet you'll stop calling me.
Yeah,
Oot.
exactly.
I have one. Thanks, Darcy. Appreciate that. He's a cool dude, though. You'd like him. You should meet him. I can't say you drink a beer with the guy. I drink a beer with the guy. You can have like a club soda,
Seltzer water.
Dr. Pepper. I don't know, whatever you're into. I love Dr. Pepper. That's my jam. But Dr. Pepper with cream soda is delicious. Yeah.
Yes.
So there. But sue me. Yeah. But I'm glad that there's people like DeSantis and Asa Hutchinson. Like, how do you remember his name? It's a name like Asa. I mean, what the hell? He's doing it. Abbott in Texas has been doing good. Like, there's been a lot of them that are jumping on, and I'm like, it's like it needs to be. Like, guess what? There was an orange guy, Christy Nome. Like, she's except for that whole the whole transgender sports thing. I mean, I get why she said no because it's too broad to this. Like, actually, like do the work. I mean, I kind of get it. She's done everything else so well. I mean, she could have her pass, but notice you don't really see Christy Nome anywhere anymore since she told the state legislation to go themselves when they tried to ban that. But I'm glad there's states like that stepping up. They need to because it's not even like they're teaching people.
Project has no place in South Dakota.
Not even like actual like facts. They're teaching people like people's half-cocked crazy theories just to piss people off. Like that's all they're doing.
When your lesson plan is based on a New York Times Magazine article, something's not right.
Yeah, and now that's a great segue. It's not really a good segue, but I don't care. We're going to move on to something else that isn't right. But you know what is right about the second topic? You know what's really right? There is something. Hard to believe. But 31 states taking action to ban biological males from participating in female sports. And hold on, here's a really here's a long list for you. Alabama, Arkansas, Florida, Georgia, Hawaii, Idaho, Iowa, Kansas, Kentucky, Maine, Michigan, Minnesota, Mississippi, Missouri, Montana, New Hampshire, New Jersey, New Mexico, North Carolina, North Dakota, Ohio, Oklahoma, Pennsylvania, South Carolina, South Dakota, Tennessee, Texas, Utah, West Virginia, and Wisconsin. And that was as of April. I'm sure there's more now, actually. I think after 19, we're actually out of state legislatures.
Pleasantly surprised that Pennsylvania was on the list.
Which is terrifying. Look at all the after everything they pulled during the election, they probably went do it. Why? It's not gonna end well. But that's a topic that I've had. Like, I don't get why people like get angry, and I'm sure you have like really good stuff for me. So I'm gonna get through my stuff really fast. Like, you'll agree with some of. Here we go. Megan Rapinoe. We all know her. Worthless as a football bat. As a human being, no offense. She's lesbian on the women's national soccer team. With the pink hair that's in like the new Subway commercial. Like kicking soccer balls at people's faces and stuff. But how long she's been going?
I don't have cable. I don't see commercials.
Like they don't get I have Hulu. I have to see commercials, but they don't get fair pay, and they need. She's been cheerleading for that, and I give her credit, saying and no offense, the women's national team for soccer definitely should have gotten more money than the men's team because the men's team wouldn't even qualify, and the women were going all the way and just winning everything. So they should have been making more money than the men's national team because the men's national team sucked, but. She's even saying the transgender should play in that we're being all kinds of bad things for not letting biological men play in women's sports. Like, weren't you just bitching for like the last 7,000 years about how you need equal rights, and then you want men? Well, I bet you'd be pissed if a man came and took your spot. Sorry. And here, some numbers. I have numbers. I did this before, but here we go. Male records, men's 100, Usain Bolt, obviously. 958. Women's record for the 100, 1075. Here we go. Another good one. 200 meter, Usain Bolt, 19.19. It's kind of creepy. That's 19.19. How the hell did you pull that off? I don't know. Women's 20.22. It's over a second off. And guess what? The number keeps getting worse the farther we go. I don't know why. Why? Because biologically, we're the bigger, stronger, faster. Biologically, male body is built that way compared to the female because we have different purposes in life.
Men have a higher testosterone.
There's a reason.
Testosterone contributes to both muscular and bone structure building.
And there is a very large reason why you see all these big meatheads. No offense, Brandon. But all those people, that are on all that testosterone, guess what? They're also taking simultaneously estrogen blockers. Why? So they can up their testosterone and get rid of all estrogen because you don't get as big, you don't get as anything. It doesn't work that way. But so I'm sorry, you fight for women's national stuff for you guys to have all these equal rights in women's sports, but then you're also saying that it's wrong to not let biological men play in. And don't forget the MMA fighter in the UFC. That's technically a transgender. That's transgender, and it's a woman out, like a man actually out there, and she's literally
beating the hell out of women,
fracturing like everyone's orbital sockets and breaking their face really, really bad.
Yeah, And people are praising her for it. Like, I'm
congratulations.
sorry, but biologically, you are a man. You
Hey, Heather,
are way too strong to be fighting against
Heather,
women. And
you want to come here?
You're
bone density. Everything is against the woman in that situation.
Exactly. Yeah, and in that situation, like, I'm sorry, but as far as I'm concerned, that particular trans woman is no better than a man who beats his wife, because that's the same difference. Your bone capacity, your bone density, and your muscle capacity,
and all that.
Put you at such an advantage.
Like an obnoxious advantage at that.
Disgusting.
An obnoxious advantage. Yeah. It's not even a slight one. That's like a mile-long advantage. That's all the notes I have on that. I just wanted to make those records. I'm sure you have really good stuff, but those records, like, they're off by over a second.
I have some other stuff, yeah.
And the number keeps getting worse. Like, and they're literally beating women you have to get your orbital socket put back together. Guess what? That's actually a very severe injury to have. That is very unhealthy to break, because that can cause all kinds of, like, you don't want to break the orbital socket.
It's a severe injury. I mean,
and I think she's up to like 3. No offense, but
that's a. Well, I mean,
carry on.
I do respect their gender identities, but not when it comes to stuff where their biology obviously has to be a factor.
Like I've said completely many times before, you guys can compete. You can have sports. You can do all that, but get in your own. Like biological women trying to go and play in men's sports, have your own thing. Biological men playing in women's sports, have your own thing. Why? Because it's physically impossible for a biological woman to go and play in a man's sport. Because you feel like, man, you're not going to keep up. It's physically impossible for a biological woman, to keep up with a biological man when he comes over and he says, "I'm a woman now." Like, it's physically impossible. It's not going to happen, and it gives you an ungodly advantage. Just ask those 3 people's faces how they feel after they got shattered.
The only way they'll ever be on a fair playing field is if they make their own leagues, and they act like that's so unfair. I'm sorry, but when I was in high school and I wanted to join a wrestling team, I was told, because I was a female, we only had a men's team at the time. The only way that I was going to be on a wrestling team was if I got enough females to come on board with me that wanted to make a team. If I got enough females that wanted to be on a team, that they could renew one, they would find us a coach and get us started.
Did they? That's shitty. But you should have went in there and been like, "What? I'm beating those guys."
But because I couldn't get enough females involved, I did not get to be on a wrestling team. And I let it go because I understood for many reasons why they would not want a woman on the boys' team. I got it.
Makes complete sense.
Grappling, put their hands somewhere they weren't taught to, they're supposed to somewhere it's inappropriate, next thing you know, there's sexual harassment.
Next thing you know, there's grab.
And I'm breaking people's jaw. Yeah, exactly. I'm beating the hell out of them, and I'm suing them for sexual harassment. They're suing me for assault because I broke every bone I could before I got pulled off.
Throwing them bows.
Bad things could happen.
Over here.
Plus just the overall strength and everything. Obviously I would have been at a disadvantage. So I got why I couldn't join the boys team, and if there weren't enough girls involved to want a girls team, it just wasn't happening. I understood that, and there were women's sports teams I could have gotten involved in if I was interested in those sports. I just wasn't, and that's the same way it should be with the trans community. It should be able to make their own leagues if there's enough of them in the school, or
you keep going. I can hear you. I just hear something stupid.
They want to make their own league. They should be able to. Okay.
Keep going.
If there's enough of them that they're interested and they want to make their own league, they should be able to. They should have that. And it's funny because when Caitlyn Jenner came out and said, it's a question of fairness. That's why I oppose biological boys who are trans competing in girls' sports in school. It isn't fair, and we have to protect girls' sports in our schools, which I thought was a very level-headed viewpoint of it, looking at the actual biology and science of it. And, nobody knows better than Caitlyn, because once upon a time, she went by the name of Bruce and was fully, on a biological level, fully male, and was an Olympic gold medalist under men's sports. And now that she's undergone her transition, she knows better than anybody how much of a difference those hormone treatments make, how much of a difference she has witnessed in her own body transition. She knows that she's experienced it firsthand. Whereas most people making these laws and deciding these things are not trans and don't know firsthand how much of a difference it doesn't make.
And my favorite thing is
because she's gone through the transition.
Because the favorite part,
she's saying it's not fair.
And look,
she understands biology and science.
What's her name? That useless used to be funny comedian, Sarah Silverman, coming out and saying that Caitlyn Jenner is transphobic because she's making those comments. She's transphobic because a transgendered woman is transphobic because she was like, I don't know, at one point an Olympic athlete and actually physically knows the difference. She doesn't just make garbage jokes, like bad jokes. Like, I'm sorry, Sarah. When was the last time you heard Sarah Silverman's name? Funny. And and guess what? The problem is, you know what the problem is? Caitlyn Jenner isn't a liberal. That's the problem right there.
Exactly. Plus, she's a Republican. That's they don't like her. They told her because she made that statement, she was called a traitor to the trans community. We have this fantastic tweet from Erin in Des Moines, who tweeted, Caitlyn Jenner doesn't respect trans people. Doesn't represent trans people. She doesn't even represent cis views on trans issues, considering 68% polled are against laws banning trans girls from sports. Hold on, wait for the second half here. She represents no one but herself, power hungry, ready to step on other trans people for political gain. Now, riddle me this. Liberal logic here, right here in this tweet. She claims she represents no one. She claims that even cis people don't agree with her views. So how in the hell would taking these views gain her anything politically?
Exactly.
If nobody agrees with her, it's not going to get her votes.
It's not going to get her anything.
So the second half of that tweet totally proves that she knows that 68% polled bull crap. I don't know who they're polling, but she knows that's bull crap. She knows cis people are voting for her. She knows that trans people who actually have a brain are for her, because otherwise she would not be thinking it's going to gain her anything politically if she really believes she doesn't agree with anybody, that she's a ship on her own,
Hey, and there was all kinds of polls to come from lots of people about that stuff too. Like lots of good polls with everyone telling these people Caitlyn Jenner has most of America on her side. Never thought I'd say that. No offense.
She really does.
There's the show. There's just something about the show. By the way, how the hell does that work out? What's his name? Alcoholic. Lamar tried to kill himself. Bruce, Caitlyn, Kanye. How is Kanye the normal one out of all of them? I'm not picking on anyone.
Yeah, I don't know.
But Bruce was always a weirdo when he was still he was still a weird dude. Not because of any of the things he's done. He was just, an odd fellow. How the hell is Kanye the normal one in the family? But anyway, there was polls. I mean, they were back in 2019, but that 58% of Americans oppose allowing students to compete on sports teams, that are of the opposite sex. Now, they're 53% oppose the use of showers or locker rooms. Obviously, I'm kind of trying to figure out how the hell
that shouldn't be a question.
How the hell is that only at 53? Apparently this is one of those.
Yeah, it definitely should have been higher. Definitely should have been higher.
But 55% of American adults say that biological male athletes have an advantage. Only 20% disagreed. It's just, and Rasmussen, they have decent polling. So 51% oppose allowing biological male athletes to identify as transgender on girls' sports teams. 57% of Black Americans surveyed said they oppose male athletes in girls' sports. And there we are, only 29% of Americans favored allowing male athletes on girls' teams, athletic teams. Throw that in there, it makes a difference. Exactly. And 20% of respondents
sound highly more
were
accurate.
unsure. 20% were unsure. What the hell are you unsure about? There's this thing called
How
basic.
Be unsure about something.
There's this thing called basic science.
If you understand biology,
you stupid ass. But look about. I know where my report card is from there. I can show you my biology grades. Trust me.
No, my straight A's.
Trust me, I know what my biology grades were. Granted, at one point, because they broke down the thing by quarter, your grades, like my report card, I think at one point in the one quarter, I missed 35 days. In case anyone's curious, that includes leaving early, but there's only 45 days in the quarter. Like, where was Jess? Why is his grade suck? Because he physically, legitimately was not there. Sorry you had such garbage rules after I left. Sorry I ruined it for all of you. My bad. Didn't mean to. But like
I got in trouble for missing 21 and a half days once, but I just looked at them and said, and what's my GPA? And they looked at the screen. I went, exactly. And I walked out of the office.
But I just don't get how there's still 20% that are like unsure. Like, this is just basic. This is basic shit right here. Like, you can be blackout drunk and
pass a high school biology class. This should not be difficult. Or high school health class. This should not be difficult.
I barely did. And I'm not having any cluster, I get it all. Like, it's testosterone, estrogen. Which one's going to get you a bigger advantage? Yeah. Well,
very
they
basic.
do. When the only time there's
we have different centers of gravity, we have different
everything,
muscle balance,
literally different everything. But like,
and the people attacking Caitlin for her statements try claiming that she's hypocritical because she said the opposite last year in April of 2020 on Outsports podcast, the transporter room, trying to, transporter,
yeah.
I don't know, play on words, whatever. But if you actually read the quote from Forbes about what she said on that show, at no point did she actually say the opposite. Like, they actually tried claiming, she said, they should be able to play on the sports teams of their of the gender they identify as. She did not say that at any point in this quote from Forbes.
They do that a lot. That's all I'm saying. Let's say they do that a lot.
Yes. In this quote from Forbes, it says, I think every trans person, if they're into athletics, should have an opportunity to compete and to improve themselves.
Yes.
I think sports is such a great way to learn a lot about yourself. Hopefully, they will have the opportunity in the future to do whatever they can do. I'm all for it.
Right.
At no point that doesn't say that they should be able to compete against people of the biologically opposite gender.
Hey. Nope.
She could, them having the opportunity could be just like what we were talking about with them making their own leagues.
Yeah.
No one is saying they shouldn't have the opportunity to participate in athletics.
Nope.
We're just saying they have to do it on a fair playing field. So they should make their own leagues because they have a biological advantage if they play against if biological males are playing against biological females. They have the advantage. It doesn't matter if they're trans, you have those hormone treatments. The way you were born is something you can only adapt it so much. You cannot change it completely to the point where you're on an even playing field with the other party.
Unless you transition the second you came out of the second you were conceived. You're born with all that stuff. Sorry. It's just basic science. I'm not the smartest person in the world, but
they're working on getting there. We saw, that British couple that was all bragging about their 4-year-old trans kid. I have a quote here from a 10-year-old trans kid that asked Caitlin to stop hurting trans kids. Like, I'm sorry, you're 10. You haven't even hit puberty yet. How the hell do you know that you're trans? You don't know what it means to be your gender yet. You haven't even experienced your gender's hormones yet.
Guess what? Too late now.
Exactly. They're letting these kids make life-altering decisions.
When
your brain doesn't fully develop till you're 25 years old. You should not be making life-altering decisions before at the very least 18.
Unless you're me.
Like the very earliest.
Unless you're me. My brain was fully developed at 8 years old. I was ready. It just took years of abuse.
Faster than we should have.
I grew up way faster.
We still there's still emotional maturity and stuff that we all know we've grown emotionally and matured a lot.
I think that it's just
you just are not ready to make those choices.
Nope. You're not ready to make most things. It's amazing how they're pushing back being able to get tobacco products and do all that stuff, like while we're on like the ridiculousness of all this. Like, but
Yeah.
the Democrats are trying to make it so
21.
16-year-olds can vote, but like so they can't smoke a cigarette or drink a beer or serve in the military or buy a firearm or anything, go out on their own, but they're allowed to vote. Oh, wait, that's because you've indoctrinated them to all be communists. Is Marxist a better word?
They're trying to change the age that you can buy tobacco products from 18 to 21, but change the voting age from 18 to 16 and allow 8-year-olds to decide to put themselves on hormone blockers without consulting their parents. Even though it's not like you can just undo that decision and just get off them and you'll be fine. Once you get on them, you will be sterilized for life. If you grow up and decide, you know what, this was a mistake, I do like the gender I was born as, and I would like to be a mother or a father, if you know who they are.
Too late.
Guess what? You are now permanently sterile, and you cannot have your own kids. You'll have to adopt. Sorry.
And if you also don't want to have kids,
screwed up.
You should just a fun little fact is it's a Friday show, and we all know I love my Friday shows. If you're never gonna watch any show of mine, watch the Friday show. Like, you don't know what the hell's coming out of my mouth. Hell, until the morning, that's the one I don't prepare for. I just go through in the morning and go, yep, that's stupid. That's stupid. That's really stupid. Holy shit. And here we are now. So far, we've crossed it. Sobriety, divorces, narcissism, transgenders, Governor DeSantis. I mean, we're all over the place, damn it. I watch my Friday shows, but like I just don't get like I like that's why I like Asa Hutchinson, which is why I remember his name, because he was one of the first to jump right up there and be like, now without parents' consent, mother.
Yeah.
Which
exactly, like
because I think because they say like again, you said 25, like you're not physically, mentally, your brain like is there to do a bunch of things, but you can come back from a lot of those shit decisions like underage drinking, smoking some things. Yeah, doing like those bad decisions, but I'm not encouraging any of those. But guess what? Teenagers are
all
teenagers.
those things like they kill some brain cells, but it hopefully
it's not completely sterilizing you.
And do some serious, damage. It's
just don't get hit with a truck.
Too bad long term. But
if you get hit with a truck,
permanently sterilizing yourself.
Right, but
not to mention, with hormone blockers and especially if you start substituting the opposite hormone to transition, there are people who have like heart conditions and all kinds of other health issues because of that.
Little things that get turned up to a million.
Not good.
Because your body is not built for it.
Exactly. Your body's not built for this. This is not what you were born for, and your biology goes completely against it. A lot of people have serious health complications when they do this to them, and they're letting children make these decisions.
You've seen the suicide rate?
Not healthy. That is not. The suicide rate has been spiking like crazy.
The suicide rate's higher than veterans right now.
Try saying that the suicide rate is because we're rejecting them and we're not accepting them.
No, the
suicide rate is because these children are confused enough with you pushing this
with
and making
normal
them
life.
more confused and making them feel like they aren't special. They are some other gender, some trans, or one of these other made up genders. Because you want to separate sex from gender, make them like two separate things when they're the same thing.
Just
and what really pisses me off on the subject now.
I'm okay with that.
They tell us.
Get as mad as you want.
There are only two genders.
Yep.
They tell us those of us who believe there are only two genders.
167 of them.
Putting people in boxes. They say we're boxing them in. But when you look at what we consider male or we consider female.
And by the way, fuck your box.
Basically, if you have the equipment and the biology of this gender, you're that gender. And of the other gender, we go strictly on biology, genetics. If you are biologically and genetically that gender, then that's your gender. We don't narrow it down by your personality type. We don't say that, drag queen isn't a man. Just, no, the drag queen has a freaking penis. It's a man. Okay.
I don't know if anyone's familiar with this movie. Kindergarten Cop. Watch it. The end.
Yes.
Kid's still creepy as hell. I don't care. But the end.
Our whole, we have very widespread use. Like, you can have any personality traits you want and still be the gender you were born as. It's not a narrow box where you have to fit these stereotypes and have these personality traits. It's no, if you were born, if your biology is this way, you're this way. Whereas these people who are breaking it down into saying there's 101 different freaking genders, you got to take their personality quizzes and figure out which little tiny box, which one of those 101 you specifically fit in because you have this, and that trait. That's a tiny box. Having to have specific traits to fit in, it's a very little box. These are narrow spaces. They're the ones boxing people in.
They're the one boxing people in. We're being told
we are. No, our two separate genders, is like a very broad spectrum. My very best friend is a gay man who happens to shop in the women's department a lot. He's still a man, okay? Just because he came into my house wearing a t-shirt with a bunch of X's and O's or hearts or whatever the hell it was, that was obviously cut for a woman the other day, and went, hey, shopping in the women's department again, does not change the fact that he is in fact a man. And he has a full and manly beard, not as full as yours, but he has a beard to prove it. He is very much still a man.
Hey.
He's not a very manly man as far as the stereotypes of man, but he is a man.
Hey, not all of us can be gifted. You have you got the brains. Meg has the good looks. I have the hair, the Sasquatch, the half tooth, the height, the weight. I mean, if I shaved my head and cut off my beard, you could actually tell that I was related to Dad. Otherwise, you just look at me next to everybody. You look at me next to all of you, and you go.
You two have the same silhouette when you're not all beardy.
When I'm not looking like
the same shape nose.
The Squatch.
Yes, you are the Squatch.
Saying, according to genes.
Hence your birthday present, which you will understand when you get it in August.
I won't understand. I'm sure I'll understand, but if you get it to me before my birthday, I'll understand. When my birthday comes, if it comes in the mail that day, I'm just going to tell you right now, with the state I plan on being, I have zero intention of understanding.
Well,
see, look, sidetrack.
I always try. I aim to when I text you, I'll for your birthday, I'll usually say happy unbirthday either a few days before or a few days after. I usually try to avoid contacting you on the day of because I know what else is the anniversary of and what you don't like to celebrate it.
Hey, I'm good now.
I do try to aim for not on that day.
Hey, even last year, guess what? I'm over it. I'm better now.
Yeah.
I'm okay. Everything's OBKB. We're all good. I will celebrate. Except I'm going to wake up and celebrate really early so I can render myself unconscious and then pretend that it's not happening. But I'm still technically celebrating. I'm just going to wake up and celebrate like a mother. I'm pretty sure my birthday's on a Friday. Yes, it is.
I've not looked into it. I just know that probably, especially with how slow the mail's been going, either the last week of July or the first week of August, I will actually put that in the mail.
I'm just happy.
And whenever it arrives, you can open it.
I can do it live.
I'm not wait till your birthday to open.
We'll do it live. So you can see my blank stares. I just love that phrase. I'm sorry. Look at this. How much emotion do you have?
You're going to love it.
How much emotion does Jesse have? Don't look at the picture of me and Meg dancing at our wedding. Kind of like what I got you. See, everyone you never buy anyone anything until I have an aha.
Yes.
There's an aha.
Well, as soon as I saw it, I actually screenshot it and sent it to Megan. I was like, yes. She was like, we have to. Yes.
And it's certified, and you got it in a top loader just to make sure it didn't get screwed up. And I don't have too many top loaders.
Just very slightly too big for the frame I have for it. Like it just barely didn't fit. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna have to get this custom frame because the next frame size up is gonna be too big.
It's pretty cool.
I think I'm gonna take it to Michael's and get a nice frame job with a mat and everything.
Did you try to take it out of the
top? Yeah, I took it out of that and tried to put it in the frame. It was just a hair too big. It needed slightly trimmed if it was gonna fit, and I'm not trimming that shit.
Gifts.
So
gifts. You
I'll
gotta
take it to
appreciate
Michael's and
gifts.
get a custom frame job.
Get her all matted and pretty, but yeah, that was like the gift thing. Like,
Yep.
that was the aha. Like, aha.
Mhm.
Yes. Like, what? I need that in my life now. Like, how much?
Yeah. I usually don't buy you gifts either, but like, Christmas time, we had been talking about needing those headsets. So I got them. We talked about needing them. Holidays coming up. There we go. Perfect excuse to buy shit.
We need to do that again soon, by the way.
Yes, we do. And now I should be able to do it sitting in a chair because it doesn't hurt as bad.
Well, damn
Like,
it.
right now, sitting in this chair, I'm not all that comfortable, but I'm a lot more comfortable than I was with a tube in my leg.
Well,
So I should be able to sit here and play without
get stomped into the
'cause
dirt.
I sat on the floor just so I could stretch my leg out straight, and it was still uncomfortable. Plus, my
Hey.
butt went to sleep.
Get like, yeah, you get your stomped in unless we're on like Ruse Tubes or whatever the hell that one is that you like. No, Ruse Tubes is the one that I just can't do anything in for some reason. I'm driving 40 miles an hour under everybody.
If I hit that shortcut right, I'm awesome on it. But if I hit it wrong, it slows me down. So it's kind of a hit or miss.
But
Ruse Tubes.
yes, man, I was happy I found that though. That was like, I wasn't even trying. It was like, what? This picture, like the now. But how about I give you that much for that, and then I buy that. Like,
Yeah,
certificate-
you weren't sure if I would like it, and just looking around my living room, like, yeah, he hasn't seen this room much, has he? Because I got the
well, I figured,
handmade floating candles hanging from the ceiling. I got my whole Harry Potter shelf thing set up.
it's good. Like I heard, like you'll be good, but I was like, yep. Now, why? No, she doesn't have it. Why? She's got way more Potter than I'll ever have. What?
Yeah.
Give me that now. And I got another picture of her for Crystal from her role in Game of Thrones, which, by the way, I never even put two and two together until that day. I was like, oh shit. Why do I suddenly feel like a jackass? But it was good times. I was happy I found it. Good stuff out there. Man, we need to race again. I have nothing to do for the next 4.5 hours, by the way.
Well, you said we wanted to do one for Sunday since our sister is not doing it.
Oh,
So we have
shout
to
out,
plan
shout
out,
out,
decide what we're covering for Sunday.
shout out
Or
to
is she gonna
shout
go
out to Meg.
On Sunday or on Saturday?
Shout out to Meg. Because she canceled officially
Yeah, we're gonna have to-
because she fell down the stairs apparently and gave herself a concussion. I don't know if you knew or not, but
Oh yes, she did that. Like, she got all her homework done and everything this morning before she fell. She could have done research to be on her show, and then she fell down, hit her head, and is
I don't know
concussed.
what.
And Dina said,
Hey,
"Do not do anything to strain your eyes. That means screen time, no reading."
put on
Because
some.
she didn't want her to get post-concussive
Hey,
syndrome.
hey, Dina, you're never going to listen to this. I got the back of my head put through a slab of concrete. I spider webbed it. You know what I was doing a few hours later?
Yeah.
Mine is continuing working. I was up on a gunner stand on a truck with a 240, driving through the desert with my 240, hoping we didn't get blown the fuck up.
But you didn't do any damage to your skull when you did that. You only damaged the concrete because you've already damaged your skull so many times previously that your head's actually harder than
I
your
was
concrete.
concussed. Hey, I was concussed that time. At least concrete had the worst of it, but I was at least concussed. I was one of those. Ooh, what's wrong?
This is only like the first or second time Megan's had a concussion.
She needs to stop that. Trust me, I've had at least two severe, possibly a third.
Yeah,
I don't-
I had one.
Don't do it. Those are just severe ones.
Well, now I really can't do it because with the vertigo, is it with that positional vertigo?
Yeah,
A blow to the head could bring that back. I could wind up sick as a
Trust
dog
me.
for 3 weeks like I was last time, where I couldn't see straight. Like,
trust me.
I really don't want one now.
I also have the, as they call it, the directional vertigo. Trust me. Trust me. It's not fun. Guess what? I highly recommend a lot of things. Not that.
I thought I was going to die when I had that positional
So did
vertigo.
I.
Like, I got so sick from being so dizzy every time I opened my eyes. I got so nauseous. I vomited for 45
You know what the
minutes
best
straight.
part was? Best part? The first time it actually hit is when I was back like throwing weights around. and I had the 52 and a half. I had over 100 pounds over my face, and it waited until I was fully laid back. Then,
Oh yeah, that's a bad time for that.
like, how did you get over your vertigo?
Oh my God.
When I just sat there with 100 pounds
Yeah,
over my
that
face.
is not the time to be wobbling.
How'd you master it? When I just sat there and closed my. I'm not dropping this on my face. Not today, Satan. By the way, it's also what my mask says. Thank you, Sean. Not today, Satan.
That's what they say.
Yeah.
No, we actually went out to breakfast at a place that did not require masks today. Yeah, they have required masks throughout this, So we both had our masks in our hands, and then we got to the door, and the sign on the door said, "No masks required." It's like, shove that crap in my pocketbook. I'm done with this.
I didn't have breakfast today. I had coffee and a Butterfinger. I was taking notes. People were on the couch sleeping. I couldn't make real food. I tried.
Had a decent. I slept in. Like, I didn't get out of bed until almost 9. It was almost 9 o'clock when I woke up today. I never sleep that late. Like, not even remotely close to that late. Like, that was.
I was up way.
That was unbelievable.
I was up way before that, and I didn't go to bed very much.
Yeah.
Before that.
I usually wake up before my alarm goes off, and my alarm goes off at 6.
I did today.
Before that happens.
I don't wake up.
Not get out of bed until like Megan had texted me at 8 o'clock. I woke up. It was like 8:40 something. And I was like, oh shit, I just woke up. If you didn't give up on me at 8 already, yes to the breakfast invite. Just let me walk the dog and get dressed,
And out of all people, like, how the hell, like, out of all the things I've done to myself, whether I'm on crutches and stairs, she throws a magazine out in front of me and I go barreling down the stairs because she thought it was funny. Like, how the hell is she maybe it's karma. But how the hell is Meg the one falling down the stairs? Not the guy in like the bum leg trying to run up them. Like,
her new shoes are super, super slick on her hardwood floors, and she did not realize that until she reached the top of her stairs and went kaboom.
So she.
Yeah.
She doesn't have a half tooth, does she?
Her shoes were super slick.
She doesn't have a half tooth, does she?
Nope. Just has a bump on the back of her head that she said felt burny, which Dean told us that's just the inflammatory process because it's getting swollen. It's fine.
That's called smashing your head on something.
It and not don't strain yourself.
Come on, we do the talking. She could be here right now with us, just giggling her ass off.
She did say she didn't do any research for it, and I'm like, didn't you pick education? You told me you picked education specifically because it's a topic you know about.
Like 2 months ago.
If you know your stuff, why do you got to do more research?
What month is it? May. 5 months ago.
Make sure she has more
over 5 months. 5 months ago, she picked it. 5.
Yeah, I don't know if she wants to do research to make sure she has the most recent information. If there's something she wants to talk about that's evolved over that time.
By the way, Meg,
or what's up with that? But she specifically picked a topic that she's well versed in, and
just screwing with you. By the way, I can't do love you to death. Love you to death, Meg. Love you. Don't hurt your head anymore. You don't want to end up like me.
I mean,
I
had a lot to say about the trans thing without doing research, and I still
so did I. I just wanted to get those
research anyway.
I just wanted to get those stats for Usain Bolt. I just wanted to get the
if you want to have more facts and less just us running our stuff on our opinion.
But we're good at it.
Based on biology.
We're good at it. I could do the Jesse Show and have you there every day for 20 minutes and just go. And I wouldn't have to look up anything. I could just use what's inside my brain. Which, by the way, at least 7 that I can think of concussions in.
We were on terrestrial radio. That would have been entirely too much.
A few severe ones. If I can still remember the stuff, you can too, America. Yeah.
I've only had one. But both of us, our first concussion came from our mother. We both have that in common.
Hey, but at least mom didn't yell your name after you were
on
on.
your head.
At least she didn't yell just like Heather
in
after
front
you
of
were
a
on.
truck driving with me in the passenger seat.
Hey.
You know, get me T-bone.
Hey, at least she didn't yell Heather like as you're like, you know, all right, sitting there going, too late, bitch. What? Too late.
Yeah.
Already bleeding, motherfucker. Guess what, America? This was me
Accident-prone woman.
in
Damn near killed two
This
of her
was me
kids.
in elementary school. In elementary, too late, bitch. What? Already bleeding. There's crimson. Gone. What? This is like. You want to know what made
And
me?
you dumbass, you didn't stop. You're there holding a towel on your head, catching the blood. And, Dr. Smith told you to, sit down and
Hey.
stay conscious. You're there trying to come up the stairs and
Hello?
help us carry the freaking
Hey,
wood downstairs.
and guess what?
We're
I
like,
continued.
no.
I continued to carry wood down 2 flights of stairs, and then all 27 of them, and then run back up the dumb things. Why? Because I'm a dumb thing. I'm just trying to make up for the Hannah's ugly mug thing right now. Sooner or later, she'll listen.
Hey, it's a Whitehaven thing. It's the Whitehaven thing.
I'm talking about Hannah from the diner because she'll never listen. Does she listen? Shit. She
I don't think she listens.
She hasn't listened to me.
I mean, I told her that I came out with mine, but I don't think she ever listened to it.
Oh, wait, she won't listen to mine. See? Talking about that, Hannah. Because she kind of has.
I don't think her mug's ugly.
Me neither, but I'm trying to
save
I'm trying to save myself, and you just actually her mug isn't that ugly. Thanks, Heather. Old buddy, old pal. Like here's Jesse trying to save himself. No, really.
I don't know if I know enough Hannah with an ugly mug. But that was the name of the place. It was Hannah's Ugly Mug. I don't know.
I know they had ugly ass.
Never met an ugly Hannah. I mean, I've met some Hannahs that had ugly personalities. There were some Hannahs
that's still ugly. That's actually more ugly. Like your personality makes you.
They were ugly on the inside. Even no matter how pretty their outside was, it didn't change the fact.
You could look like whatever the hell you want on the outside if you're a dumpster fire on the inside.
Yeah. Yeah, I went to school with a couple of Hannahs that they were pretty girls and they were popular, but they were bitches.
I didn't have any
personalities just sucked.
I actually physically did not meet a Hannah physically. Like the one at the diner doesn't count because she like said hello, like she came over and like hi when I was at breakfast with y'all and Jody, like she like here hi yay. Until Hannah, like it took me 31 years.
I went to school from elementary school.
It took me almost 32 years to meet one Hannah. No offense to the Hannah from the diner who's never listening, but you're like, hi.
I can only remember one of their last names, but I met two of them. I went to school with two of them.
I can't remember why I stand up half the time, so don't feel bad. It was a good combo today.
But they're lucky I can remember that much about them. There many people from my high school have come into the diner and said hi to me because they remember me, and I'm like,
hey, if it helps,
vaguely
if it helps,
who you are or why I know you.
There could have been like a million of them in high school. I was only there for about 9 days in the first 3 quarters. Then suddenly Ronald J. Crewman actor was there. Well, suddenly I was in school a lot.
Yeah, his replacement did not do as good a job with me. Just saying. Guess who didn't sign the dotted line?
Well, you were dying.
I wasn't dying. I just found out I had IBS, which the hospital can't diagnose.
It's because they don't make them like 3 shows anymore.
Dr. Smith took 2 seconds, like, here, take this anti-inflammatory.
Hey, they sent me to specialists for my microgranular manuloba. And he looked at us like, well, that's what that is. You need to go here. They looked at him like, hold on, let me go get this guy. Like, you went to school for this shit. You need to go and get another guy? Great. Look what my gangrene. What, chop it off. Done.
Well,
Take it.
How do I feel about my freaking situation? My rotting leg,
I'm still trying to figure out how you ended up with the rotting leg.
Blood clot. First, it's not a blood clot. That's interesting. And then the ultrasound tech, that's impressive. I'm like, good words.
Hey, those are my
Which
favorite words.
Not good words.
Those are my favorite words when I'm in one of those places. Like, that's impressive. Great. Thanks.
Yeah, exactly.
Appreciate it.
Translation: I'm screwed.
Translation:
They referred me to the oncology department, and the oncology department is now referring me to the infectious disease people. So, oh, this is just lovely.
Where the hell is Dr. House when you need him? Would have been fixed by now. Good old Hugh Laurie.
He would have been all on. He would have been all about fixing this, because it's basically what happened to him. I said, hey. Fortunately, it's in my lymph nodes and has not touched my muscular tissue.
That's the first thing I thought of. That's the first thing I thought of, though. It's like, the thing I said, where's
you had a chance to
like, oh wait,
what happened to him from happening to someone else.
His leg was.
He would have been all about that.
His leg was. Yep, that's not good. But yeah, before we keep being even more random, I think we should call it a day. So I can keep going. I can keep going forever. There's no filter. Hell, I went over 2 hours on the wrestling show last night.
With the trans thing, there's other topics of stupid we did not get into. There's all kinds of stuff we can keep going.
Look at all the stuff we covered.
People aren't going to sit here and listen to our dumbasses for 4 hours straight.
We talked about necrosis and narcissists and philandering wastes of pasty ginger whores, who, by the way, still live in the townhouse because my cripple ass managed to refi her off of this bitch, get run over, and then refi this one more time. All by myself. And here I still am, 3 years later. 3. What were my words? I don't want to wait 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 years. You hopefully won't have to. You better hope I don't have to. Why? Because I can sell it and I can. We talked about all kinds of stuff. Like we killed. Like that's my Friday. Friday is random. Like there's topics, and then whatever the hell sidebar. Oh look, shiny. God.
Yeah.
That's why I like Friday. I can say whatever I like. Yeah. Thank you, T.I. Never thought I'd say that in my life. Retract that last statement. But yeah, we'll do a Sunday thing, Saturday thing, whenever you have time. It's wherever you have. Like, no rush. But it was fun. It was a good Friday. Yeah. No matter when the hell we record it, it's coming up on Sunday.
I mean, yeah, and I can record on Sunday. We just won't be able to go as long because I only have like an hour.
You just say if we can, we can. If we can, we can. I'm just glad that we got to have a skis week. As long as it lasted. And I didn't record anything else. So like it was legit. Either you're here or I'm not doing it. So you should take pride. At least I held up with it, but give yourself your selfless plug. Give yourself your cheap pop like Mick Foley. Right here in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania.
Yes. Come check out the H Ski show. It's available on Rumble. If you just look up H Ski, don't need the show part to look it up. And if you want to listen, it's on Spotify, Anchor, Pocket Cast, Radio Public, Overcast, Google Podcasts, Breaker. I think that's everything.
Breaker 19. It's fun hearing someone else say it and not me. And by the way, this thing is going to be on all of those, plus Facebook, YouTube, under the Jesse Rucinski show, because I'm not naming all that again. It's all right there. Except I'm on Facebook and YouTube just because, well, no one watches them. I don't know why, but they're there. Find them.
Yeah, I don't use Facebook
follow them.
YouTube because
they're communists.
Don't let conservatives get out anyway.
Their algorithms love me.
Yeah, their algorithms hate me. But
that's how they love me.
I share snippets on TikTok. If you look up HT on TikTok, so the full episodes are too long. I have some just quick highlights up there, and also on social media. As you just said, the algorithms for the mainstream ones really don't like us. So I am on MeWe, Gab, and ClutHub, as well as Telegram. If you want to follow me on any of those.
I am on none of those.
Generally, the MeWe
See, I didn't even hear of those until you
page
told me.
one where I'll post like if there's like if my upload's taking freaking forever and I'm like letting you guys know like it is coming, it just isn't there yet, it's processing, you know, and when it's getting late, stuff like that. Just like little highlights of what's going on with the show. Also, I'll share articles there. Some of them are articles that use in the show. Some of them are things that I find that's like, well, I already did my show for today, but damn, this is interesting too, and I'll share it just, you know, so you guys can see it. So yeah, there's interesting articles get shared there, and any updates on the show, what's going on with us, if I'm doing anything special, share anytime we do a show together, that gets shared there as well. Yeah, that's so the MeWe one is the kind of the main page, the main hub of the page. The only one I have to pay for to have. And yeah, so follow, share, like my stuff.
Share, follow, and share.
And I thank you for it.
We appreciate comments all you want, but follow and share. Tell people about it. Get more eyeballs on it. Get more ears on it. Stop pissing. Yeah, see? It takes less than a damn second. It's not that hard. All of our pages are set to you can share whatever the you want. I shouldn't have to keep repeating it. She shouldn't have to keep repeating it. Takes 3 seconds. For the love of God. Why? And now I'm done talking like Batman. It was fun. Thank you for this Friday. There's a gnat flying around my eyeball right now. But I had fun. She had fun. We should do it more often. I think it works good. Good ebb and flow. And every time Meg says she wants to do it, suddenly she's like falling down the stairs and turning into me. So
yeah, well,
there's many things you can be in life.
We can't all put together a week at the same time.
There's all things you could pick up to be. Like I am the example of what not to do a lot. And I didn't even cause most of it. Like I keep telling Sean, why? What? Trust me. Do you time. Like everyone else. Do you. Oh, I'm just going to keep drinking and doing projects. Yeah. And you're going to get nowhere. Anywhere. You know what? Trust me. I had Darcy, divorces, trucks. They tried to arrest me for like COVID. Like it rolls downhill. It rolled downhill and mocked Jesus. I don't know why people keep trying to want to be me. I wouldn't want to be me. At least until the last couple months. I kind of like me lately.
Yeah, you started to turn things around.
Yeah. That's what I want for Christmas. You will get me that shirt. For my birthday, throw one of those in. Yeah. So I can say it. I'll be like, what?
I have an armband that says it.
Well, at least I'm wearing the shirt. Yeah.
I have an armband that says yeah, and I got the. I can't do the voice. I can't. My voice is not deep enough. I won't even try. I won't embarrass myself by trying.
All faster than 911.
I have that armband, and I bought a "Don't Tread on Me" tank top from them, and when they came out, like the day after the vice presidential debate, and they came out with that "You're entitled to your own opinions, not your own facts" line, at the hoodie and the tumbler was all.
By the way,
that.
Shout out Mike Pence with your pacemaker, first man to ever win an argument with a woman ever. You did it on national TV.
Exactly. Like, yeah. No matter what has happened with him since, like that moment, he became the first time I was ever actually a fan of a politician. In that moment, it was like, I love this guy. And
then DeSantis has just been killing it ever since.
I tell so many nervous twitches and like that nervous laugh she does. And at one point, she actually twirled her hair, like all these nervous tells. You could tell she was lying through her damn teeth. And he stayed cool as a cucumber and just shut her down with actual facts. It was fantastic.
And that damn fly.
I loved it.
The damn fly. But before we keep dragging on, I could talk. Like I could just keep going. But I will forever be Ski.
I will always be H-Ski.
And I promise you, I will be back doing this stuff again. So enjoy your damn weekend, and we'll see you one of these days. Peace.